Right, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Social media world. Right, I've just finished watching the Royal Rumble about half an hour ago. It's 11:31 on Saturday, the 31st of January 2026. And as I speak to you now, I'm just having a bachelor's cup of soup, bachelor's chicken noodle cup of soup, and chicken curry with jasmine rice. Aye, so I'm gonna hurry. I'll just pause you, eat a couple bits more and then get back to you and tell you about the WWE 2026 Royal Rumble. Some of the upcoming wrestlers in it this year, definitely like the ones that were built like tanks, and that big tall guy with the red trousers that wore his hair up in a bun. He should have done a tiny little bit better, but he was in a bit longer than I thought he would be, but he could have been in at least maybe like a minute longer. But anyway, that big tall, I really thought Trick Williams would have won it. Trick Williams or oh God, who else did you say? Someone else anyway, but Peg Twonk and Lawrence of Arabia is who I watched it with. But Peg Twonk's brother said that the Roman Reigns was favourite, so it wasn't that surprising that he won it. But I'm a little tiny bit surprised that Logan Paul lasted as long as he did. He put up a good fight. But no matter what you think Logan Paul, he is good at what he does. He's good at like the high flying stuff. So much better than I thought he would be. But they need to start doing something with him properly soon, like putting a title on him. Well, they have, but they need to do another one. Anyway. And now and again as well, though, he fizzles out now and again, and they just bring him in now and again. But I like that faction he's in with, oh God, what's his name? Austin Theory, Paul Heyman, Bronson Reed, and Braun Breaker. Aye, but it was cool seeing Brock Lesnar there again, but he only plays at wrestling events now. He doesn't play on SmackDown or Raw or any of the other associated WWE things like NXT or AAA. But anyway, AAA is more for Mexican wrestlers. AAA, but there was so many Mexican wrestlers in the Royal Rumble. Right, this definitely isn't like a put down or like disrespect, but every single time, I mean, definitely overall, most wrestlers have got a lot more athletic. The women are definitely got a bit better, well, a hell of a lot better at wrestling, but every single time they do a move, and a man does a move, the women do it like 10% less or with more gust. But I'm not saying that is a bad thing. I'm just saying that's how I feel. Like when a woman does a suplex and a man does a suplex, the man's one's always got more impact. But anyway, the women were good, but I just can't believe in this day and age that a country doesn't allow the women to wear what they want. Because all you seen was through their neck up and their hands. You never seen anything else. They're to be in a full, all-in-one bodysuit. And it was disgraceful. Some of them still look like oaf though. Oh, that is just so comforting, having bachelor's cup of soup, chicken noodle. Very comforting. Right, anyway, this is my new chair that I'm sitting on, that I've done a YouTube channel on recently, and you can do it like that to push it backwards, like that. And the bit exactly where your feet are here, underneath there's a bit that comes out like that, and you flip over the seat. I've done my video about the hot honey crisps on this chair. I might have to buy another 6 packet of them on Monday. Maybe, I don't know, or Tuesday. But they were nowhere near as good as I thought they would be. But they're definitely the best Walker's crisps of all time. But anyway, this is not what this video's about. I just thought I'd put that in for free. But anyway, I better hurry up and get this video finished because it's 11:38 on Saturday, the 31st of January 2026, when Everton drew 1-1 with Brighton, and Branthwaite came back for the first time in ages. So anyhow, what else? So, it was not too bad overall, but I've noticed recently that they make like the women's and the man's, or men's, no, women and men's main event a little bit longer, and didn't have like a normal just one-on-one contests in between. Like for instance, the very first match was the Women's Royal Rumble, then the second match was the AJ Styles versus Gunther, or Gunther, depending on where you're from and how you pronounce it. But his character is absolutely incredibly disgraceful, and I do not know what WWE like people behind the scenes seeing him to keep on pushing him on, because he's bet AJ Styles twice and John Cena once, and they two have got more talent in one finger than he has in his whole body. But anyhow, that's a different one for a different story. But I've noticed recently, like for instance with John Cena and AJ Styles, if that was like about 10 or 15 years ago, or even 20 years ago, when both of the two were properly in their prime and winning titles, if they two came to the back and they said, you're going to lose to a guy like Gunther, there's no way they would say yes to that. But he's only doing what's right for business, John Cena and AJ Styles. But if AJ Styles doesn't wrestle ever again, that's a disgraceful way to build it to a brilliant career. He is the only big main reason why TNA is still a company these days in my eyes, because he was the face of it in his prime. Him, Samoa Joe, Kurt Angle, Christopher Daniels, that's Suicide guy that looked like a shark. Oh, it was brilliant. It was brilliant to be a part of that era. So, I remember WWE, aka WWF, from 1998 all the way up until, well, the present day, but for me, it started to get just a little bit worse about 2010 onwards. I stopped watching it for a full entire year once in about maybe, I think it was 2011. And then I got back into it in about 2013 when Daniel Bryan was going through the Yes movement. I really got back into it back then. That was not too bad, that era, looking back on it now, because of the Shield, and Evolution came back a few times. That was not too bad. And then Kurt Angle came back and was the general manager of Raw, so that was not too bad, that era. It was alright, just looking back on it. Well, no, when you're in the thick of it, didn't mean the programme, it wasn't that good. But looking back on it was good, and pound for pound, 2002 to 2009 was not too bad looking back on it now. It wasn't at the time, but Brock Lesnar, John Cena, Randy Orton, Shelton Benjamin, and oh god, who else? Batista. All the five came for the wrestling development. Florida Championship Wrestling. The thing that's now came on to be in NXT. I mean, definitely, probably. Some of the superstars that were in the Royal Rumble today are going to be future champions, especially Trick Williams, that very, very thin, tall guy with the red shorts and the bun on top. wish I remembered his name, but I know him on a bit because I can see him in my mind. He's like he looks like one of the that thing guy, the Street Profits. But anyway, so it was him, and then that other guy. That guy was built like a tank that had like almost like donuts and on a necklace. He was the first guy that came in the Rumble this year. I really thought he had an outside chance of winning it. Every single person I said that had that outside chance of winning it didn't, and then didn't get to the final two. But earlier on, when me and Pig Twonk done a quiz on the WWE from 1990, like 5 to 2010, because Lawrence of Arabia done one on Chat GPT. Some of them, the questions were definitely wrong, but some of them were far too easy. But I reckon I could get most of them all right for 2000 to 2010. But anyway, it was quite a good era that. Obviously 1988 to 2002 was better, but 2002 to 2010 was not too bad looking back on it now, but it wasn't anywhere near as good. But and pound for pound, even though when I was growing up when I was really young, I adored Hulk Hogan, but not now. Looking back on it, he was an absolutely disgraceful wrestler. He couldn't wrestle to save his life. He was a much better character than a wrestler. But I will say this until the day that I have my last breath or I leave this earth, that pound for pound, the greatest technician wrestler based on pure unadulterated wrestling is Kurt Angle. And then maybe, but we didn't mention it that often, but I have to because it's part of this conversation. Chris Benoit and maybe Eddie Guerrero and Dean Malenko, Perry Saturn, Steve Blackman, Ken Shamrock. I mean, for pure unadulterated mat wrestling, but for characters, it has to be Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Triple H, Mankind, Undertaker, Kane, and nowadays maybe Roman Reigns and I was going to maybe say Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, but nah. He's only got like a tattoo on his neck and has blonde hair. Nothing major about that. But really, pound for pound, the four is Hulk Hogan, The Undertaker, The Rock, and Stone Cold. They're the four that non-wrestling fans have even heard of. So that's why I put they four and Triple H and no Triple H, Kurt Angle. So it'd be Hulk Hogan, Undertaker, The Rock, Stone Cold, and Kurt Angle, and oh God, what do you call that? The Mount Rushmore. I think there's only four in the Mount Rushmore, but I'll have five because it's my Mount Rushmore, so I can have as many as I want. But only Hulk Hogan because like how over he went and everyone in the world heard him. The Undertaker just because he never broke character and he was absolutely legendary. The Rock because he's just so larger than life. Stone Cold because pound for pound the greatest character ever, not just in wrestling. And Kurt Angle because mat-based wrestling, no one even touches his sides. But as I said, all the other ones I mentioned earlier, Perry Saturn and Dean Malenko, I mean, properly, for the size he was, Dean Malenko is pound for pound the most underrated wrestler ever and doesn't get anywhere near the recognition he deserves. Right, I'm going to leave it at that because I'm tired now. And it's 11:48, Saturday, the 31st of January 2026. So, in 12 minutes, it'll be It'll be the 1st February 2026. Bye.